Hi, everybody. Hassan Sharik, regulated Canadian immigration consultant, talking to all of you from the beautiful Canadian city of Mississauga. In today's video, I am going to talk about the Canadian government's Immigration Level Plan 2021. This particular plan is something that the government of Canada puts forth every year at the end of the year, and this plan sets the tone of immigration processing for the upcoming year. So, for all of you who are interested in any type of Canadian immigration, stay tuned and watch the video till the end because we are going to discuss the different categories of immigration, the numbers that have been allocated to these categories, and at the end of the video, I will also give my opinion as to what I feel 2021 will look like in terms of Canadian immigration, what opportunities will be there, what are the things that you have to work on so that you could increase your chances of immigrating to Canada. Welcome back. So, for those of you who are watching for the first time, my name is Hassan Sharik. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I run my Canadian immigration consulting firm here in the Greater Toronto Area, Canada, by the name of Sharik Immigration. For those of you who are interested in using paid services, you can get you can find a link in the description of the video where you could book a consultation session or look at or go on our website and book a consultation session over there. For rest of you who would just want to get some information, I upload videos on social media platforms like YouTube channel and Facebook page, providing information about Canadian immigration. So do consider subscribing so that you get updates about Canadian immigration as I upload my videos. Moving on towards the topic for today, which is Canadian Immigration Level Plan 2021. So 2020 is about to end. It is the last few days of 2020. This year has been a turbulent year for most of us around the world. In terms of Canadian immigration, this year was again a turbulent one. There were highs and lows. I've actually made a video about what I really feel as to how 2020 was, because a lot of people think that this year impacted Canadian immigration and or maybe they were not able to succeed in their immigration plan because of this particular year. But if you look at the figures and numbers, 2020 wasn't all that a bad year for immigration, Canadian immigration in specific. So that's gone. Now it is time for 2021. 2021, I believe, will be a much promising year for all the aspirants of Canadian immigration. And this, I will, like this statement, this argument that I have, I will support it with some facts and figures, which have been put forth by the government of Canada itself. Excuse me. So first of all, the Canadian Immigration Level Plan 2021. So what is this? This is a policy document which any of the setting Canadian governments they share this document, these numbers at the end of year, wherein for the next year they just like we have budgets in every country where the government sets some targets, some numbers to guide the policy for the upcoming financial year. Similar is the case with the Canadian Immigration Level Plan, where government sets a broader guideline for the upcoming calendar year, wherein they will, as to how many immigrants will they be attracting in total, what will be the division. So I have those numbers in front of me. Some really, really positive things. So this was announced at the end of October. So it's been a while. A lot of people have discussed this online as well. Uh, a lot of people thought that because of how the things were in 2020, the economy has had a hit as well. Canadian government might actually lower the immigration numbers, or reduce the targets that they have, in terms of inviting immigrants from outside of Canada, which is not the case. They've actually taken immigration as one of the main driving force. They are thinking on the lines that immigration, by increasing immigration numbers in 2021, they will be able to boost the economy. And we all know Canada is a country which historically has invited people from around the world, and it is an immigration led, immigration dependent country, for a variety of reasons. And the current government has come up with a policy of increasing the numbers. So last year, the target number was set at about 341,000 immigrants for the whole of year. So this is the total number of permanent residents that Canada planned on inviting in 2020. If we look at the overall numbers for 2021, this plan actually is for 2021, 2022, and 2023, but I will not be talking about 22 and 23, for the reason that there might be changes, and the immediate upcoming year is 2021, so let's just focus on that. So if you just have a look at the overall number, and I told you that last year it was 341,000 spots that they had. This year they're looking at, the target number is 401,000. So this is good, about 60,000 more spots. There is a high and low range, but the target will be kept at 401. So 60,000 more. So that's what could about an overall increase of close to about 20% from last year. So that's how much increase they are expecting. They have planned for overall immigration level. Now these numbers are further divided into different categories. A lot of people, who might be watching this video might be the ones who are outside of Canada, and even some in Canada, are interested in skill migration. So if you look at the overall numbers for skill migration, which is considered as the economic class, 60% of this 400,000 will be allocated to economic classes. So about 232,000 people are planned to be admitted to Canada in 2021 under various economic classes. This is skill migration. This number is further divided. If you look at the federal high skilled categories, this is basically the FSWP, the CEC, the federal skilled trade categories. This number stands at 108,000. Last year it was into mid 80s. So we actually saw that this particular year, not even the last year, but the year that is still ongoing, 2020, it was about 85,000 the target. Now it has been increased to 108,000, again an increase of good about 20%. This particular year, 2020, against a target PR admission of about 85,000, already IRCC has invited close to about 100,000 people. So about 100,000 ITAs have been issued. The reason is that some of these ITAs will translate into people moving into the country next year. So 108,000 being the target number, I would definitely expect 20% more ITAs this particular year. Now, 20% more ITAs, that actually means about 125,000 ITAs this particular year, 2021. Right now, they've been, we'll get to those numbers a little later. Let me just first discuss the plan. So for express entry draws with CEC, FSWP, and federal skill trade into that, 108,000 is the target number for this year. Economic pilots, we see some 8,500. There is an agri-food pilot program, RNIP. This is a program that I've been talking to a lot of people. They could focus, even if you would want to study in Canada, you could look at studying in one of these communities. Atlantic pilot program, about 6,000 applicants for that. More importantly, the PNP program will have an allocation of 80,800 PR admissions this particular year, 2021. And this again is an increase of about 15 to 20%. Now, a lot of people who are not eligible, who are eligible but who do not meet the points threshold for the federal programs, they are looking at PNP programs. And in say last about a year or so, most of the PNP programs have become very competitive as well, and that's where people have had a lot of disappointment or frustration. With a good 15 to 20% increase in the allocation of PNP programs, this means maybe more PNP programs will open up to applicants from outside of Canada, because right now only a handful of them invite people from outside of Canada. Ontario, Alberta used to do it. They've sort of for time being put a pause on that. Saskatchewan is doing it. Other provinces have not really been inviting people from outside of Canada as much as people would want. 15 to 20% increase in their numbers. The PNP allocations moving to 80,800. Definitely, I see more invitations from the provinces like Ontario and Saskatchewan, um, uh, and that will increase, not only increase the number of people being invited, that will also lower the cutoff or qualifying scores. Some other provinces which were not inviting as many people, definitely they'll have more spots, and now they will be inviting more people. So good bit of opportunity over there. So as I said, total economic class allocations stand at about 60% of the overall target number, 232,000 people. Um, Parents and grandparents. So the number has been set at 23,500. This year we saw that it was at about 20,000. So there is a slight increase for 2021. And also keep in mind that the 10,000 spots that were not used in 2020, the government announced that that will be carried over to 2021. So 2021 will see about 30 to 33,000 spots for parents and grandparents. So this might be a very good year for all those who are eligible to sponsor their parents and grandparents for PR under these streams. Then we move on towards the refugee and protected person numbers. Those numbers have seen some increase as well. Um, uh, the total humanitarian and compassionate, this has been kept at about 5,500. So this is the immigration level plan. Um, Clear increase in numbers, clear increase in numbers in economic classes, and more specifically for the federal programs where a lot of you are looking at trying your luck, as well as PNPs. Now, as I said, that I will talk about my own opinion about this particular year. 2021 is going to be a year. 2020 was a competitive year. Starting from the mid or end of 2019, we started seeing that um, the the cutoff scores went really high. A lot of PNP programs, the qualifying scores were very high. And 2020, then there was a time where it was only CEC applications, so it became a little competitive. A lot of people have to have a picture perfect profile to score a CRS score of say 470, and you miss out on just one factor, and you completely lose the chance. With the increased allocations for the federal programs, definitely there is going to be more and more draws. We've also seen in last few draws, the CRS score has fallen down. After a long, it has fallen down from 470 for the overall. Like CEC specific, it really went low, but for the non-specific program specific draws. Now, with that happening, more draws, and we've also seen that there is a draw every 2 weeks. About 5,000 people are invited. So see, if there are if there's a draw every second week with 52 weeks, we are looking at about 26 draws. A rough calculation, 25, 26 draws. 5,000 people being invited in each invitation. That is about what, 125 to 130,000 ITAs. And this is exactly what I referred in the beginning of the video, that with an allocation of about 108,000 as the target intake for federal programs, if the government wants to admit as many people, this particular year will see about 20 to 25% um, higher ITAs being issued in this particular year for this particular year's target level achievement. So I am expecting ITAs in the range of about 125 to 130,000 in this year. That means if there is a draw every second week, it will be 5,000 ITAs. If it is the case, then probably we will start seeing the CRS score drop. We've already seen that with a regular draw happening, 5,000 people being invited, the CRS score is falling down by one or two CRS points, but it will fall down. So I do expect, hopefully nothing as unusual as COVID happens in the upcoming year. I do expect the CRS score to fall down uh, even further, and it might come close to 460s. Anything below this, we'll have to wait and see. Probably maybe in 2 to 3 months time from now, I can give an opinion on that. But I definitely see the CRS score coming down to 460s, like 460, 461 mark. Also, uh, if the score for federal program drops down, one of the provincial nomination programs, OINP, Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, they have actually sent out something like 8,000 to 8,500 invitations in 2020 already. If their allocation numbers grow, which was about 7,000 some hundred for 2020, this means they might actually invite close to about 9,000 people next year. With federal scores coming down, more spots for Ontario, I expect their tech draws and their general draw to be inviting people at scores of 450s, if not 440s. People with 440s and 450s might have a very good chance. A lot of people with tech, knock, 2172, 2173, 2174, auditor and accounting professionals, they'll have great chance. Saskatchewan is also a program to look at because they've been inviting a lot of people. With more allocations, there will be more opportunities over there. um, what else? So Canadian government has done a lot of focus on providing pathways for international graduates of Canadian institutions become permanent residents, and that is something to look at. That is a pathway to utilize in 2021. RNIP, there are allocations, I think about 8,000, 8 to 10,000 is the allocation for those pilot programs. So for those of you who would want to study in Canada, try and look for opportunities in about 10 to 12 communities that are part of rural and northern immigrant pilot program. There are some great universities in places like Thunder Bay, Sudbury, Northern Bay, and other places. And this will give you more opportunities. You'll have more options. So study option is something for those of you who only have a bachelor's, like 16 years of education. Studying in Canada might be the opportunity for you. I don't think that there will be many opportunities for people with 16 years of education to have a skilled migration stream. Looking at things as they stand right now, another 3 months, things might change. So this is my take on the Canadian Immigration Level Plan 2021, the facts and figures, and the possibilities. I will repeat the possibilities. I do see the Federal Skilled Worker Program and other express entry based federal programs, the cutoff to drop to 460. It might fall below that, but we'll have to sort of wait. But looking at the current trends, I do expect the express entry round draw every 2 weeks, about 5,000 people being invited every time. I do expect a larger number of invitations by Saskatchewan and Ontario in the coming year. And I do expect at least about two more provinces to start inviting people from outside of Canada um, um, under PNP streams in 2021. Nova Scotia, some Atlantic provinces have been doing some change into their programs recently. So this clearly indicates that there is going to be some new programs, and we might see people being invited in those programs as well. For those who are at scores of say around 400 because of age or some kind of issue with that, I would suggest looking at options of studying in Canada and using that route uh, towards achievement of your objective of Canadian permanent residency. Um, Keep in mind that good about 60%, not 60%, but of the 300,000 people who were recently awarded permanent residency in Canada. Good about 60,000 of these were individuals who were graduates of Canadian institutions. So that is a focus area of Canadian government. So if you would want to move into Canada, do your study, you can definitely end up achieving your permanent residency in most cases. That's all from my side on the prospects of Canadian immigration in 2021. You will be seeing more and more videos on various topics. If you have any questions, feel free to just post that in the comment section. If you want to know about some other programs, do write about that particular program in the comment section. Do like the video, do subscribe to the social media platforms, and do share it with your other friends and family who are interested in Canadian immigration. That's all from my side for today. Surely I'll be back soon with another video. Till that time, take very good care of yourself and your families. Bye bye, and Allah Hafiz.